Hope this works.
What up, everybody, and welcome to the FB and Goob Show's Football Extravaganza. I'm FB,
I am the Goob.
sponsored by the Good Time Tavern of, it's a small town, but it's the town we love the most, Livermore, California. How's the Goob?
The Goob's excited, man. We're gonna try something new today. We got this new game. We're gonna go FB versus the Goob, NFC versus AFC kind of questions. And at the end, the loser will have to say something they do not want to say on camera. But first, I guess we gotta talk Niners Packers. I tried to talk them out of it, but here we go. How'd the pack do this week?
Man, we look good against the Miami Dolphins. Jacobs looked good. Jordan Love, 2 games in a row without an interception.
No interceptions, no fumbles.
No, nothing.
All right. Yeah, I'm starting to ding him for that, but that's all right.
I think what we needed to have happen, and this is the truth. When you get injured in the first game of the year and then you don't come back to the third game and then you get hurt again and it's kind of a weird beginning for Jordan Love. I mean, most quarterbacks are just snapping and ebb and flow, you know what I mean? A lot of like, fuck, uh, God, what?
It's hard to get momentum when you
It's
play 3
hard to
games
get
at a time.
momentum, but I believe we are finding some momentum in Jordan Love. And since Jordan Love is the captain of the team and the quarterback who gets the ball every snap, I think it's good to have that guy coming into his, mojo.
All right. So you're confident for the stretch run
I,
here.
I'm confident. I'm confident in the defense that we play well, and we're still beating teams without Jair Alexander, without, you know what I mean? Without, you know what I mean? I can say without. The Niners could say without over and over again, but I can too a little bit. So the fact that we're still beating teams, the fact that we're still running the ball well, no, do I feel confident about beating Detroit?
That's a big game on Thursday in
There,
Detroit, though.
uh, in Detroit, where Jared Goff is like a machine in Detroit, you know, Derek, I don't know if we're going to beat Detroit this Thursday, but we're going to give it our best. I think Detroit is a juggernaut. I think if you beat Detroit, you really played well that day. I think Detroit plays well every game because I just think Dan Campbell has them in this mind frame of we have to play very well every game and do our best. And I don't know if every team has that we have to do our best every game thing going. So I think we're going to beat the Lions this week because the Lions rarely, and Derek, this is for you, the Lions rarely ever sweep us. They never have a 0-2. The Lions, I mean, you have to go back, I mean, you have to look for when the Lions ever beat us twice in a year,
Right, 54.
54. So it's probably true. So, I mean, so if we beat the Lions this week, it's just because we just kind of split whenever the Lions are having a good year. You know what I mean? And if the Lions aren't having a good year, it's just bam, bam, 2-0 for the Packers. But
Right.
I am not going to take anything away from the Lions because, as you all know, last week I said it's a pretty good chance that the Michigan Wolverines beat the Ohio State Buckeyes
Wow.
just because
Yep. You called
it's a
that one.
rivalry kind of deal.
I was like,
This is
no
kind of an
way.
emotional. This is emotions. It's
Yep.
all
This is
about
neighbor versus
emotions.
neighbor.
I think Dan Campbell has brought more emotion out. He's brought the rivalry to the emotional level that the Detroit Lions needed to be at to beat the Packers.
Fair enough.
So I still think the Packers are going to win this week because it's been a long time since they've swept us. So just saying.
Lovely. Yeah, no, you're getting good. Your linebacker play is improving, which I always thought was the softest part of your team. We like to go after them a
I
lot.
I
Was
will
that Lloyd or someone else? You got a couple guys that are playing pretty high
McDuffie.
rated in PFF these days.
Yeah, McDuffie, Cooper,
Yeah.
Quay Walker, I think has been I
Flashes.
think I think he's better than you think he is. Is that
I,
weird?
well, he's really good when he knows what's going on.
And I think going from defensive coordinator to defensive coordinator might be something that is a little bit listen, like if it takes you a couple years to get something and then you get something and then they change something and you're like me and it still takes you a couple years to get something again, you still got to get something again. You know what I mean? So
right?
I
Sorry,
think you
not
got
trying
to
to
give
expand.
Quay a little bit of time and not be so like McDuffie came from his college. So as long as you know that the guy who's been killing it at linebacker came from Boston College under this guy, then you understand why he plays the linebacker position so well this year, unlike the other 4 years he was with us. Now he's excelling because McDuffie played under this coach in college.
He
So
knows the terminology already. That helps. That helps.
terminology, he is totally on top of the game. He probably should be the starting linebacker for terminology, and Quay Walker should relieve that to him and let
Right
him
on.
because this guy who now is making a name in PPR or PFR or whatever it is came from the same college from this guy. This guy brought him to this college. This guy taught him to play linebacker in college, and now this guy's his quarterback or a defensive coordinator. So yeah, McDuffie has raised his game. Wilson has raised his game. He's not from the same coordinator, but at the same time, I don't want to. McDuffie's been there for a couple years, and he hasn't been this good. But this year, this is the guy that brought him into college football, who is now his defense coordinator.
Well, they're gonna have to keep doing that if you guys are gonna do what you want to do.
I think I totally agree with you. I think McDuffie should be the starting like signal calling linebacker. Quay Walker should back to the side, which has been the last 2 weeks. And then we got rid of Preston Smith, so now Cox Jr. is starting. And I think the defense is a better defense in the front seven, just waiting for Alexander to come back. Is that fair?
Done.
We've won 2 games in a row. We have held the opponents to 20 or 27. I don't. What did you guys score? 10?
Trick question.
Trick
Don't
question.
be.
It was 10. I'm just fucking with you. And Miami scored 27. So we've held the last 2 weeks to 27 without Alexander. I believe the Packers will, with Alexander, hold the Lions to 30. You know what I mean? I still think we score 34 and beat the Lions. I still think we win this week. Love you, Derek.
There you go. High scoring.
High scoring. How about the Niners?
Did we play this week?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Remember when you got beat by the Packers really bad last week?
Yeah.
All right.
I do. I recall that. No,
Okay,
I turned on the. I turned on the
so
TV
you played the Bills this week. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, it was. No, I turned on the TV and I saw what I thought were football players wearing like banana peels on their shoes because none of our guys could cut left to right. McCaffrey was doing a good job running straight, and then he busted his Achilles after the year. And our other running back had like one or two good runs. Anyway, he hurt himself. He's out for the year. And I guess we could. Garendo did score a touchdown, so fantasy pickup. If you're looking for a running back, he probably is your best choice this week.
Now, hold on. Let me find out if I got him yet. I'm the worst in our division, yet still going to the playoffs.
Oh, you got 26 minutes yet. We won't post this till later, so you'll be fine.
Oh, fuck. I still do. God damn it.
Yep. Got a little time to wait. But yeah, the
I'm
Niners.
Gonna get Garendo by the end of the night. Moo.
Garendo.
The cow.
The Niners still have a chance. I'm not hanging it up yet. I know I should hang it up, but we're in a division where the leader plays the second place team next week, and we play the Rams, and then all we have is we have the Bears and the Rams and the Cardinals left, and the Lions. We got a tough game, but hopefully they'll have clinched everything by then. So yeah, are we out of it? No.
Yeah, but
are
if they've clinched everything by then, do you still think the Lions will let you win if they think they could face you again in the playoffs and lose to you?
Oh, I don't believe Dan Campbell will let that happen. No,
I'm not Dan Campbell. I wouldn't let that happen.
It's a bad time for a Niners. It's bad times.
No, it's
But
not. You guys went to the Super Bowl last year. You don't go this year. That's kind of par for the course, right?
that is
Big decisions this year for the Niners, huh?
oh, huge, huge
Huge decisions. Do you pay do you pay Brock Purdy?
for the 90th time. Hell no, man. Have you seen what happened to Trevor Lawrence and his buddies this year? I'm not doing it.
This might be the worst ever. Are you ready to move away from the Niners?
Yeah,
This might be the worst year ever for paying a quarterback lots of money.
it's not been good. Not
This might
been
be
good.
the worst year ever.
All right. So we're about to start the game, yeah. But I wanted to get out a little laugh real quick because there's no way the Raiders should have lost to the Chiefs in that game the other day.
What?
Oh, the
The
Raiders,
Raiders
man,
won,
they're
right? They kicked that field goal, right?
all they had to do was kick a field goal.
21-19 or some shit. 2019.
17-19. All they had to do was kick a field goal. They said, hey, you know what? We're the Raiders. We're going to snap the ball, maybe get a couple yards, get
This is
closer.
easy. We got this.
Easy. So, yeah, and then the center snapped the ball off the quarterback's face because no one was paying attention because who cares? It's the second last play of the game, whatever. And, yeah, Raiders. Whew, holy shit.
Well, the Raiders are on our belly lap this week. Hey, listen, that was really bad, actually. I think the worst part about it is when it came off the foot and it went backwards, and it was just like everything's really bad for the Raiders right now.
Oh, yeah. Then piles and melees and
Melee and you're thinking to yourself, wow, the Raiders are going to beat the Chiefs. All they got to do is snap the ball.
Yep, that's it. That's it.
That's it. They just got to snap the ball and kneel down.
All right. You ready to start the game?
I'm ready.
Too bad.
I think
We're
I'm
doing
ready.
it
I don't.
anyway.
I think I'm ready.
Well, you almost answered question one already, so you got bonus points coming your way. Question number one for you in the NFC: can anyone beat the
Hey,
Lions?
wait a minute. Can you tell everybody what we're doing, and give us the next topic sign?
What?
Where's that sign? It's game show time, everybody.
Nice. We need an editor.
We need an editor. Well, fuck him. But that editor's gonna suck. We're gonna fire him.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Question number one: can anyone beat the Lions?
Yes. The Lions rarely beat the Packers 2 times in a year. I believe that the Packers will be 10-3 on Thursday, and the Lions will be 9-2, whatever. They're fine. They're not worried about it. I also believe that the Packers will beat the Vikings and knock their little record down one more. So, yes, I believe the Packers are on the upswing and everybody else is stabilized. And I believe the Packers will beat the Lions. So, yes, I believe the Packers will beat the Lions.
Well, I'm going to give you some points, but not all of them. The correct answer was it's Philadelphia. So I'm going to give you 6 points.
Philadelphia wasn't part of the question.
I said, can anyone beat them? The answer is yes, the Eagles, and no one else can. Sorry, 6 points. That's it. Nice information.
Hey, can I get 2 more points on Thursday night when the Packers beat the Lions and make it 8?
We could update the game, but nah, it's not happening.
All right, cool.
All right. Question number 2. What's up with Kirk Cousins and the Falcons, and can they turn it around and hold off the surging Buccaneers?
The Bucks defense has been playing very well. I mean, like enough for me to draft them and cut them, and then somebody else to draft them the next week and, score some points. I had all my hopes on Atlanta, so I am not going to take that away from Atlanta. I think Atlanta is still the number 1 team in that division. I believe they will right the ship, and I don't believe anybody else will take that division. I think they'll figure it out.
Atlanta figures it out?
Yes.
That is correct. Result of playing good defense. And they were just some untimely mistakes by Kirk Cousins, and his schedule gets way easier. So I'm going to give you a bunch of points for that. Give me an 8.
Ooh.
8 points on that one. You were real close to just nailing everything. Couple stats, and you'd have got a 10 point on that one.
Couple stats. Well, you're a stat guy and I'm post guy. So I mean, do my best.
Right on. All right. Next question. Has Seattle now taken over the NFC West now that they've won 3 in a row and Arizona has lost a few in a row?
I want to say yes. I really do. But you convince me every day that the Niners are still going to make the playoffs. And the only way that the Niners could make the playoffs in your shitty division is if the Niners win the division. So, I'm going to I'm going to say that the Niners and the Cardinals and everybody make their lives difficult in the last couple of weeks because they are also trying to win that division. And
Correct.
no, I don't believe that this is a easy walkout for the Seattle. Listen, if we based it on our fantasy football league, you win two, you lose four, you win three in a row, you're back in the playoffs. You lose one, two, and then you come back and win two in a row again, and you're back in the
Right.
playoffs. And I pretty much think that the NFC West is pretty much the Tri Valley Fantasy Football League playoff league this year. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just like you don't know. It's
If you
like
win a couple of the
so.
last 2 weeks, you're in. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I don't think so. I believe that the Cardinals are probably going to be beaten out by the Niners by what you keep telling me in the last week.
Oh man, you were so close to getting everything right. You are correct. Seattle is not taking over the division. Cardinals have the easier schedule than the Niners, and I think they are going to sneak in. But I'll give you a lot of points. We'll give you 8 again.
Well, I don't feel I did bad.
You're doing very well. Yes. I mean, if you would have just left out that last sentence about the Niners, I probably would have given you the full points.
No,
Yeah,
you've
it isn't
convinced me. You've
my pipe
convinced
dream. It's
me.
not reality.
That's not reality. I've been watching this whole year. This whole year makes no sense.
Right on. All right. Question number 4.
All right.
And this goes back to Philadelphia. Is Saquon Barkley right now a top 20 running back of all time? And I'll give you some names that are amongst where people like Marshawn Lynch, Ricky Waters, Tiki Barber, Jerome Bettis are some of the people that are generally put around 20 to 25.
The answer is no. You're giving this man 1 year of greatness compared to
He
10
jumped over
or
that guy ass backwards, man. That was sick.
one fantastic play. There's a lot of fantastic plays in the history of football, but none of them are top 10s or 20s of any of their categories. You know what I mean? Odell Beckham is the greatest catch of all time. Are you giving Odell Beckham a top 20 receiver rating?
No.
No, you're not. You're not. He has the
I am not.
greatest play of all time. Those was one hand falling backwards, two Dallas defenders around him. It's almost picturesque. Giants,
All right.
Dallas.
Well, let me argue a little bit. He's got 9,000 all-purpose yards already, the same as Gale Sayers and Terrell Davis.
Gale Sayers retired. Terrell Davis had headaches. Move on.
All right. Yeah, you're right. He's not a top 20 running back. He needs a
Of all
playoff
time,
run.
no. I mean, God damn it. Mike Allstott is ahead of this motherfucker. So he's got to move his ass on, baby.
All
I
right, you're
mentioned
so
Mike
correct.
Allstott. I got 10 points for that, didn't I?
I even had to correct. I was trying to sway you a little bit, and you just could not be swayed. I like
No,
that.
top 20 of all time. God damn it. There's a lot of great. Fred Taylor is leaps and bounds above this man. He has to have more great years. And Fred Taylor's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
Yeah, he needs, like I said, he needs playoffs or something.
Give me
All right.
5 more years of greatness. I've had one leap backwards over someone's ass.
So true.
And
So
other
true. All
than
right.
that, it was playing for the Giants.
Max points for you there. Let's go to something trickier. All right. All right. The Bears just fired Eberflus for whatever reason. Who's their next coach?
Bill Belichick.
He's on the list, but wrong.
Okay, well, it's the guy. They're not going to get Ben Johnson from the Lions. Don't say that. They're not going. He's not going to leave. They're not going to win the Super Bowl this year. He's going to have to stay for one more year, or he's got to go to a better organization than the Bears. He's better class than the Bears. So give me the Cowboys. I go Ben Johnson Cowboys.
Fair enough.
If somebody hears me say Ben Johnson to the Cowboys, and that guy is the Cowboys coach next year, that's because Jerry Jones was listening to our fucking podcast. Take the guy from the Lions, Jerry. So
nice.
So Bill Belichick. I don't listen. The Bears need help.
Completely wrong. You get 2 points.
Yeah, it was a bad answer, wasn't it? Who did you have? Ben Johnson from the Lions?
Vance Joseph, D coordinator from the Broncos, coming back to a head coaching
I know
job.
Vance Joseph, yeah.
Yep,
you wanted me to pick Vance Joseph to get 10 fucking points? You wanted me to pick the defense? They can't go defensive coordinator. They can't go defense again. Yeah, I would never pick a defensive coach for the fucking. I picked Bill Belichick. But he has great leadership skills, but you can't go new defensive coach. They're great at defense. They have sucked at offense for 32 years.
All right, you got 34. Good job. That's the high score ever on the FB versus Goob NFL Spectacular.
All right, it's my turn?
Yeah, your turn. Question away, my friend.
All right. Jair's suspension, is it too long? And how much does it affect the Houston Texans?
The ex-49er, Shazier. Yes, he's fast. They're going to miss him. Was it too long? Nah, I'm pretty sure when you lean your elbow into a sliding quarterback who is not fast, he wasn't going anywhere.
He's sliding.
He's sliding. And I believe one of my buddies mentioned earlier, this is like his 90th infraction for like excessive out of bounds or elbows or just being too fast. I told you that
earlier. Yeah.
So yes, is it too long? Maybe tack on a game. Maybe sit out the whole regular season. And is it going to affect them? I don't know. I do like Devin White, their backup linebacker. He's pretty dope. Yes, they've lost. This is actually their second linebacker they've lost for probably the next month. So yes, their linebacking core is going to be weaker. Will it affect them? They're still going to win the division, but they might give up a couple more points. That's my answer.
I think they go 0-3 without him.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Have you seen the schedule?
Don't even care.
Okay.
Don't even care.
Is that important? But how many points are you going to give me?
No, I like that answer. I think they're fine too. 7.
7?
Yeah.
All right.
That was good. I like that. You're fine with that. I like that. Devin White is good. He covers sideline to sideline.
Yeah, you gave me half the answer earlier. So I
know I did. I should have shut my fucking mouth.
I mean, yeah, I like the question.
Great question, but I also gave you the answer to the question. So
right. That was nice.
You're just telling me what I told you earlier.
Totally. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, well, I'll tell everybody else now.
No, now everybody knows. You're welcome.
Now everybody knows.
All right. Question number 2.
All right.
And everybody saw the game. So should Jameson Winston be given a shot at the starting quarterback? I mean, my real question is, should Cleveland waste another first-round draft pick and destroy another young kid's hopes at becoming a starting quarterback in the NFL? I mean, Baker Mayfield luckily slipped through somehow. But the rest of them have not.
I mean, that is a super difficult question, especially when you pile it on top of the whole Deshaun Watson thing. Like, what the fuck do they do with him?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to steal. All right. I was going to steal some more of the stuff you told me earlier about Geno Smith because that was genius, but I'll let you talk about that later. the thing that gets me and why I would not
'Cause he's a
give
loser.
him any sort of contract at all is because in that press conference after the game, he wants God to save him from pick sixes. Like it's not his fault. Like
Give
Jameis, man, it's your fault. Stop throwing pick sixes.
that's
Jesus
fine.
didn't put the
Listen, give yourself a 10. That's fine. I don't know who's gonna do that. I didn't see the after thing. I don't know that. I don't know. It's
no, that
really,
was classic. Classic Jameis.
really ridiculous. He should. God says that only those that help themselves.
The lobsters.
Yeah, right. We'll make it through life. You know what I mean? That's what he says. He says, "Listen, figure it out, fucko."
Figure it out. Now it should be interesting. I mean, do you just start Jameis next year instead of Deshaun Watson? Like, probably,
Well,
maybe.
yeah. Yeah, no, I just let that guy who's stealing 180 million dollars, no, 240 million dollars away from me never play football again.
You can
I
only
don't want
ruin
him to
one part
get
of my
any
life.
of the celebrity, like I don't want any of that shit to fall on top of him, a flower, a petal,
Right.
starburst. I want him to sit. You know what? Eventually I'm just going to tell him to stop coming to the games. He will
Right.
spend all that money eventually, I promise you, on dumb shit and
Massages.
and yeah, massages. And he will eventually get sued out of his life and he will not exist anymore. And we will only remember Jameson Winston.
Jameis win.
Jameson Winston.
Nice. I love that. That's great.
So you get a point. No, I'm just kidding.
I already got points for that one.
I know. I just wanted after I thought that I was right in the end, I thought you should minus all your points.
Nice. Well, you can screw me on the next category, I guess.
Here we go. Are the Ravens all the talk? Can they win in the playoffs?
Oh man, I went back and forth with this one a lot. I've been looking at the Ravens and like I don't know if like Derrick Henry has stolen some of like I
The
don't know their
the
team
magic,
swagger or something.
the magic.
Right. I mean, they don't have a Samoan at nose tackle. That always hurts. I don't know. I just don't notice the same intensity or something. I am terrified of them. I don't want to play them ever.
Well, I don't want to play them, but are they beatable? Yes, I think they are.
Yeah, I don't think many teams in the AFC are that scared of them after, they got beat by the Browns, they got beat by the Steelers. They lost to Las Vegas. That's it. My answer, they lost to Las Vegas. Yes, they are not going to win in the playoffs.
I think you're wrong. I think they'll win a game in the playoffs. I'll give you 6 points.
No, yeah, fair
And
enough.
not to be a dick, I just think that I do think they'll win more in the playoffs, but at the same time, I'm starting to question them a little bit more than I used to. But I
Right?
do think
Yeah.
I do think they will win in the playoffs. I just
Well,
don't think they'll win the last game in the playoffs.
do you think they're well, what's weird is Derrick Henry's getting like 12 carries a game. Like, do you think they're just saving like all his 20 carries a game for the playoffs, or are they just misusing him? I mean, that's just weird, right?
Well, it depends if you're down 14 by half. If you're down 14 by half, Derrick Henry doesn't exist anymore.
He becomes useless. Yeah.
He becomes useless. You're not expecting a 65-yard run when you're trying to catch up you're trying to get 20-yard plays every play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know he can get them, but they're few, far, and between. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's move on.
All right. Broncos legitimate playoff contender. I mean, like when I say contender, can they rival the Chiefs in the last game of the year? Contender. They have to be able to go last game Chief.
My answer is if Levi Wallace, number 39, that defensive back, plays at all.
At all.
No, they're not. That's the weakest weak link I've seen on any one defense. Like they just said, Jerry Jeudy, go line up against. Oh, wait. Yeah. Jerry Jeudy, go line up against Levi Wallace. And then touchdown after 225 yards later. Levi
Okay,
Wallace.
so listen, hold on. Is there anybody behind Levi Wallace that's on injury that's going to come back?
Yes, they do have a guy coming back. I forget his name, but they mentioned his name probably every time Levi Wallace got burnt, which was about 10 times on Monday night.
Nice.
So yeah, do I think? Yeah, there's still weaknesses in this Denver. I don't think they could run the ball very well. That's going to hurt come playoff contending time. And yes, there are unfortunately just that one huge hole in the secondary. So yeah, I
So
don't think they
your
win a
your
playoff.
answer is no.
My answer is no. They're not a playoff contender.
Eight points for you, sir.
How many?
8 points for you.
Ocho. All right, 14, 24.
That is the correct answer.
I only need 3 points in the last category to get the win. Just so
Okay.
you know.
All right, that's fine. I'm just being honest and doing this game like it should be dealt. If you get
Perfect.
0 points in the last category, don't be surprised. But it will depend on your answer. I will take this answer as a serious answer.
All right.
Are the Steelers the cream of the crop? And honestly, is Mike Tomlin the coach of the year?
Well, if I could answer the second part of that question first,
No.
I would say that Mike Tomlin has turned Arthur Smith, who has been just a complete bum for the last like 6 years, into possible OC of the year / head coaching candidate. So yes, is Mike Tomlin the greatest? He is. Coach of the year, bar none. Put it in the bank.
Excellent answer. Excellent answer. Arthur Smith fired from the Falcons. Go.
Right. He was a joke.
Joke.
And
the biggest joke in football. Actually, only bigger joke than him was the previous offensive coordinator of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh yeah, he was terrible. So bad, don't remember his name.
Don't even remember his name. Sean McPeak he'll tell us later in the comments. Sean McPeak.
And let's see. I'm just going to go bold on this one. I'm going to say Alonzo Highsmith, who's been missing from the Steelers for the last 3 weeks. He comes back and turns that defense dominant. And yeah,
Russell Wilson.
Let's call him the cream of the crop. Let's give Russell one more. Let's give him one more.
Fuck it. You only needed 3. Give yourself 10 because you crushed it. That was a good one. Right. All right, man. You crushed it. That was a good one. Mike Tomlin is definitely coach of the year. Taking Justin Fields to start the year, putting Russell Wilson in there, getting it all together, got that kid in the back. Crushed
All right. What do you have to say to everybody, FB?
I have to say that Packers are going to beat the Lions. I'm excited for not getting fired. And well, I love you.
Don't you have to say like we are Penn State or something because you lost?
Oh, I truly believe that the Niners will make it to the playoffs because they are the best team.
Woo! I'm the Goob.
And I'm FB. Later.
Great show.